Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. We're back with the Ted Show. You guys know how much I love musical spotlight artists, and we have the one and only one name, Alonzo, on the show
Hi,
today. Welcome, Alonzo. It's great to see you. How are you
how are
doing?
you, brother? I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm excited. I got a little mic check, guys, beforehand. So
Yeah.
Alonzo is 1,000% talented, which I love. We've got a title which art is the absence of fear. I want to take a deep dive into Alonzo's origin story, and then of course he's going to grace us with a song at the end, which I'm super excited about. So Alonzo, tell us about you. Tell us a little bit about Alonzo the person before we get into Alonzo the artist.
It's been a long journey for me. And one sec, I'm sharing this on my Facebook so my people can see
Yeah, please
it.
do that. Very good. We like that you do that. I like your background there. Ask for help, offer hope. I'm not sure what that is, but it's really cool. I
Yeah.
love it. And I
I'm
like
big
your
on keeping myself like motivated. So like I have my vision board is over there, and my this is one of the first things that I read every day. Yeah.
where did it come up? Did you create it or was it something that was
No,
created
I
already?
got it on Amazon. And it just says today is a new day. You can start fresh, wipe the slate clean, begin again, embrace kindness, practice compassion, stand up for justice, ask for help, listen with your whole heart. That's like one of my favorite
I
lines.
love that. Yeah, that's good.
Listen with your whole heart, offer hope, and work for the common good. And it's just all things that I stand for. So I like to
So
keep
where did
motivated.
this come from? Where tell us a little bit about you. Did you always know you were a singer? Were you one of those kids that got up in front of their family and you had to perform? What was your original kind of origin story like?
So initially, I was a dancer. My whole life, I performed as a dancer in front of my family. I had a dance crew in college, or I'm sorry, in high school. Won on America's Best Dance Crew, and or no, almost won on America's Best Dance Crew, but we went to the semifinals on America's Got Talent.
Nice.
And whole life I danced. I went to college for dance, like dance was everything. And whole time I wanted to sing though. And
Why? How did you know? Had you sung before? And
I
why
would
was that like?
I would always sing secretly, like when no one was paying attention or when my mom would leave, I would just be screaming. Sometimes she would catch me, but nobody really knew that I could sing until later on. But by the time I wanted to become a singer, everyone had knew me as a dancer. And so I started facing a lot of doubt with that because, every time I would go to sing something, I'd be super nervous. And, when you're nervous, you can't breathe.
Right.
So
You got to have breath for singing, that's for
I'm
sure.
telling you. So the thing is whenever I would sing for someone, they would be like, "Oh no, baby, you need to keep dancing."
They're
So
like, I'm sorry, you don't have the breath power for this, my
yeah,
friend.
and so it was just I had a lot of doubt with that, but it was right after America's Got Talent that I was like, I've been on TV telling millions to follow their dreams, and I wasn't really following mine. So it was 2 years later that I really started to pursue music. I ended up going to headline 4 tours in China, saved up enough money to move to Los Angeles, and I am here in LA today.
It's interesting to me because obviously you've got a creative spirit, you dance and sing. But I think a lot of people think they can sing. So, what was it that you knew? Like, for you to be a dancer, you obviously trained that way, and then all of a sudden, well, you know what, singing's my passion. But how did you know that that was something that you wanted to pursue more vehemently?
I got two different feelings. So dance came into my life when I was really angry. I really suffered with like anger and depression as a child. And so when I found dance, dance was that release of the anger. So my dance crew was known for dancing really hard. Even when I dance to this day, everybody knows that I dance really powerful. And because that is the release of my frustration. And so like I go crazy. But singing for me was, it allowed me to tap into my softer side. Like I can cry and make others cry while singing, but dance did not have that same power for me. And so I just connect with singing more because I just feel more fulfilled when I'm singing. But I love to do both. And obviously as an artist, you know, sometimes the two can come together. But my favorite things to sing are like ballads and big voice songs. So I definitely can't dance to those. But yeah.
So you're not doing a big my age group, I'm going to date myself, but like a Janet Jackson video where you're dancing like nobody's business, but there's still a song involved. You
One
are
day.
What?
There's a plan for
One
that.
day. What
Yeah.
how do you describe your how did you find your musical path? Like, how did you decide, all right, so you said ballads earlier. I'm a ballad fan, so I love that. But I like all kinds of music. How did you narrow it down and decide what it was that you wanted to pursue?
You know, a lot of people, when they ask me like, who are my influences, people would assume like Prince. And even the song that I'm going to sing today has a Prince vibe. And I toured about a year ago with the first tour ever approved by the Prince estate. And I was the first singer that his estate ever approved to sing lead on this tour.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
But the thing is I had just learned about Prince for that tour. My biggest influences, like growing up and to this day, my biggest influences are like diva, big voice women. So Patti LaBelle, Tina Turner, Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston. And it's like, if you really pay attention to like my mannerisms and my voice on stage, it's really like an old Black woman like coming through me. But since I'm a guy, you know, you say, oh, he reminds me of Prince.
That's so. Why that? Were those? Is it because of the words? Is it because? So I sing a little bit, not like you, but I prefer a song where I can actually belt it out. Like I feel like I
Oh,
get
you sing?
emotion. Not like you, Alonzo, but I pretend I can sing. But I know that passion that you get, and so when you can really connect with the song, it makes a huge difference. So.
Right.
Ballads, did you grow up listening to ballads? Did you grow up listening to all of those amazing artists, or were your tastes varied?
My mom loved.
Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. We're
Why
back
does
with
this
the
keep doing
That's
this?
me. Amazing artists. Were your
I'm trying to host a watch party on my Facebook and it keeps playing it.
Varied? It will. It'll continue to play.
All right, cool. What was the question?
I just want to know where you got the passion for power ballads for.
So my mom liked Mary J. Blige and Toni Braxton and all of like the 90s R&B. So I can't even say that I grew up listening to that. My grandmother would play that kind of music, but for some reason I always had like a really old soul, and I always leaned toward like, I love Tina Turner. Like, who my age says that? And you know what I mean? Like, I am crazy about that woman. And same with Patti LaBelle. And I think I really lean toward that, like that drama, that grandness of being a vocalist. But you know, like I said, I hid it for a long time. So once I started letting it out, I had a lot to let out. And I think that's another thing. Like, I'm ready to just soar when I sing.
So what's the plan? So talk about it, because I think we had a lot of questions before we went live about the music business. There are obviously, with COVID and pandemic, there weren't a lot of live performances. You had to try to shift and pivot. What was that like for you? How did you figure out how to continue to hone your craft and perform in the middle of COVID?
You know, at first, it's kind of been like I'd say like a phases that I've gone through. So the first phase was like, yes, I get to rest. Because at the time I was performing at least three different clubs, 3 different nights a week here in Los Angeles.
Wow.
And I had done that like nonstop for the last 2 years. And so I was getting dried out because and in addition to singing at the different clubs, I was singing with the corporate band, and we would do like weddings and corporate events. And I was working with another Prince tribute band, and it was just so many different things that was stretching me. And so when it first came, I was like, whew, let's rest. And I finished my album and all of that. And so that was like March until like mid-April. And then from then I kind of went through this like anxiety phase where I was just like, what is going on? I missed the stage. And I've been talking about this recently. I had a big show on this app called Stream Live like 2 weeks ago. And one of the things that I was talking about was like how the stage has been taken away from so many singers.
Yes.
And it's kind of devastating because this is like the thing that gives us like purpose, you know? A lot of us are so connected to our gift that it is like the root of our happiness. It's the root of our peace. It makes us feel like we belong in this crazy world. And so to not have that anymore is rough.
Sure.
And then to do things like this is really cool, but there is nothing like being on the stage and being able to touch a hand and really have a moment. Like there is energy, and I'm very spiritual. When I am on stage, there's goosebumps and things going on. You know what I mean? Like there's something happening that just doesn't happen virtually.
So when you began to shift and pivot, did you go into songwriting? Did you begin to hone your craft? Did you? I find that a lot of artists decided to finally do the things that they've been waiting to do.
Yeah.
During COVID, maybe things they put off, songs they wanted to write, or music they wanted to try. What was your experience?
Yeah, this definitely was a good time to catch up, which I have appreciated. So I definitely finished my album. And we were going to release it this summer, but we pushed the album back to 2021. And so in addition to finishing my album, I taught myself how to play piano. Something
how does somebody teach themselves how to play piano?
Man, so my birthday was March 3rd, like, what was that, a week before we went on lockdown?
Oh yeah, that was bad. That's a crazy time of year.
So all of my friends got me a piano for my birthday. It's this guy right here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm going to teach myself. So I had this app that was really great at teaching me the chords and the notes. And I know how to read music now. And it's just like, I've always wanted to learn. My grandfather and my uncle used to play several instruments. And so I was like, I want to learn. And so this was the perfect time.
I love it. I think it's I love that the creatives like you figured out how to pivot, because it's very difficult when you have a voice, like you have something in you, like you mentioned, you had a lot of stuff coming out of you, the creative side, and then all of a sudden you're nipped in the bud and you're trying to figure out, what in the world am I doing? How is it that I continue to practice what I love to do and share it with people in a world where everybody is shut down? So I love the fact that you taught yourself piano. I can't even teach myself to do basic math.
Dude, this app was amazing. Like because actually I failed piano class in high school. I tried.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, totally got an F. But it was the style of learning. You know, it's so funny that we're all different learners. There's so many different ways that we can like learn. And so for school, for me, that whole like paper thing just didn't work for me. I'm very hands-on. And what I appreciated about this app was that it listens to what I play and it tells me whether or not I did it wrong or right. And so if I play the wrong thing, the app is going to be like, ah. And so that teaches me, you know what I mean? Like, opposed to like learning the notes on paper and not really knowing what my hands are doing. It just wasn't working for me.
This was a good method for you, which is, you're right. Everybody learns differently. So you have to find your way that makes sense to you and to your gifts and your talents. Well, how do you describe your music? What's your musical? I know you said ballads, but would you say R&B? Would you say easy listening? These are probably old terms. What is the new term for all of that?
Well, actually, I don't just do just ballads. I have some songs that are more upbeat, mid-tempo. I kind of have my album has some of everything. It'll literally be something for everyone on there. But
what's the name of the album?
It's called Enough.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I love that your age group still calls it an album. Albums in real form are really gone a long time ago. But I love that you still call it an album. Enough. Yeah. What a great name. Why that name?
So when I actually just put the note in my phone the other day, but when I post my album cover for the first time, the caption will be, "Who do you think I am? You say, ... I am enough."
Love it.
And it's just one of those things where even, you know, from the journey of transitioning from dancer to singer and now really stepping into my light as an artist, it's been really difficult to get over different mental barriers. And so I just have to constantly remind myself that I am enough, and enough is enough with holding myself back. You know what I mean? It's just about like going forward. And my music is definitely, I speak through my music when it comes to that. I have a song called Save Me From Myself, which it's exactly what the song title is. It's about really confronting yourself, because sometimes you need to be saved from yourself. Yes. My newest single, Sex and You, which I'm going to be singing today, and we released about a month ago. You know, you would think that the song is about sex because it's called Sex and You, but lyrically, the song is about a celibate man really choosing to keep his power inside. And, you know, it's about discipline and strength, you know, the strength that it takes to be a celibate man. So I really find these really powerful messages with my music, but genre wise, we do everything. We call my genre rock, pop, soul, because there is always something. Like the new single is R&B. Save Me From Myself was pop. My first single last year that charted in the top 100 on the rock charts. It's just like, I do everything.
Amazing. I when I saw the promo pic, I looked a little deeper, and I'm like, okay, this should be very interesting. I love the fact that you're enough of a person who can just be in all genres, is what it feels like, and that's a gift. All right, so we want to hear your music. Tell us again what you're gonna sing. I'm gonna take my ugly mug away a little bit.
Oh my God.
We're gonna let you perform, and tell us again what we're gonna listen to.
This is my new single, Sex and You. Everyone's been listening to it, and this is a very different version because it's piano. And this will be the acoustic version of Sex and You. Let me just move my
You get mic. Set up. We're ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna move my mic over here. And this sound okay?
Ready.
Sounds okay?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, this is Sex and You. Can't stand it, but now I save my body for me. Tell me you'll be waiting you, baby, all my life. Ooh, I would risk it all tonight. I hope it's worth it when your body calls me. I hear you trying to fight the urge to feel you. Sexy is all I wanna do. Sexy, you got me losing my cool. Sexy you, I'm long overdue. Sexy you are my favorite taboo. If you knew what I've been going through, gotta do what I gotta do. So don't take it personal, because I'm living but not able. Ooh, sexy, hey, it's all I wanna do. Sexy, got me losing my cool. Sexy, I'm long overdue. Sexy, you are my favorite taboo. Can you feel me? Can you feel me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You are my favorite taboo. Sexy, hey, it's all I wanna do. Yeah, sexy, you got me losing my cool. Yeah, sexing you right now, baby, I'm long overdue. Sexy, you are my favorite taboo. Yeah, yeah, sexing you right now, baby, is all I wanna do. Oh, sexing you, baby, is all I wanna do, all I wanna do. You are my favorite taboo.
It's just so good.
Yeah, did it sound okay? Like sound
It sounded so good, Alonzo. When you said Prince, wow, but your vocal range, it was really, 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 really good. Somebody messaged, Carol Ann said, reminds me of Prince. Exactly.
Yeah, that definitely has a Prince vibe, that song.
It has that old school Prince vibe to it. Where do you get your motivation, inspiration for choosing a song? How do you decide what is music that you want to make?
I mean, you know, we draw from experiences. So with this song in particular, I have this thing where, and this is probably getting detailed, but let's go into it. I have this thing where I'll go like completely celibate when I face a large task. And it's my way of like honing my power and really like putting all of my energy in. And our sexual energy is like the most powerful energy that we have. So in this case, I was celibate while writing my album, and this song was like one of the it was written on the toughest night, I'll say. And it's just basically about how I was really ready, but I couldn't, you know, because I was committed to keeping this promise to myself. The first sentence is, I want you bad, baby, but now I saved my body for me. So that's what that's.
There's a lot of power in that, and by the way, a lot of self-control. But I love the fact that that was part of your artistic process to get to where you wanted to be, and to focus all of your energy on your craft and on making music.
And it's something that I use all the time, you know, even when I have like a big show, you know, and this is not something that is new. Like, all of the biggest athletes, Olympic gold medalists, they'll tell you that's something that's off the table when it's time to really go, because when it's finished, you're depleted of all of your power, you know? And so to go into a championship fight or game, or in my case, going on stage and really trying to give my all, it's important that I have all of the energy possible built up inside of me so that I can give the best show possible.
I mean, you're amazing, Alonzo. All right, tell people how they can reach you, how they can learn more about you and your music. I have IamAlonzo.com scrolling across the bottom there, but what's the best way?
I'm most active on Instagram, and my Instagram is @StoryOfAlonzo. And yeah, I'm always posting the updates there. There's a link in the bio of my Instagram where you can watch the Sex and You music video. It just came out.
It's fantastic. You're so amazingly talented. Thank you for spending time with us and sharing that. Come back anytime you've got a new release or you want to talk about stuff. That was absolutely amazing.
I would love to. And I just want to thank you too. You know, I remember a time where nobody cared about what I was doing or anything about my gift. And so whenever I have the opportunity to share my gift, thank God for platforms like yours, even during this time, you know, that we can still connect with people, because that's the biggest thing that I think we've been suffering, is the fact that we cannot, we scared to give hugs.
I know.
And we are people that like to, you know, hug and be around people. We're a social species, you know, and so.
I love it. You're amazing, Alonzo, the one and only Alonzo. IamAlonzo.com. That was really awesome.
I'm gonna watch back. I hope that audio was okay.
The audio was really good. Okay. Really good. You sounded pitch perfect, my friend. All right, Alonzo, you guys reach out to him. Go to IamAlonzo.com. Find him on Instagram, Story of Alonzo. You guys can reach him. You can reach out to me. If you can't find him, I will put you in touch. Thank you for coming on and sharing your journey and your talents. We appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
All right, guys. You guys have a good one. Reach out to Alonzo. Support